The Hollywood Awards season is here.
Tonight means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful for it.
When you are brave enough to pair a big idea with a visionary director, you win big.
We're talking with the year's biggest stars at film festivals and award shows leading up to Oscar Sunday.
It's so fun, and it's just you get to be around the most extraordinary people.
It's really nice that people are, as into the movie as they are.
From longtime Hollywood A-listers to stars having their breakout moment, it's a celebration of the year's best performances.
I get to be an artist and a movie star. Especially with all these lights, it feels incredible.
It feels pretty immense to be a part of all of it.
Now, On the Red Carpet celebrates award season 2024.
Hello and welcome to the Palm Springs International Film Festival. It's here in the desert where the Hollywood Awards season heats up. The biggest movie stars of the year are here, receiving their first awards of the season, beginning a long journey they hope ends with an Oscar.
She's an experiment.
Good evening.
Her brain and her body are not quite synchronized.
Emma Stone's incredible performance in Poor Things could earn her a second career Oscar. Here in Palm Springs, she's this year's winner of the Desert Palm Achievement Award for an actress.
Bella herself, the character in Poor Things, is so joyful. She's so free and non-judgmental, and it was really a joy to get to kind of like sit in that character and kind of invent her as we went.
Emma's used to giving acceptance speeches. She won a Best Actress Oscar for La La Land, but told me on the red carpet here, these events still make her nervous.
I think there is pressure. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'm not a good public speaker. That's not really it's different than acting.
I will end this interview with a tip. If you stumble up there on stage, just say you're going to give the speech as your 10-year-old self in the movie.
I don't want to do that. But thank you for the tip. No, bye.
Clearly, Emma didn't need my advice, and besides, during the awards ceremony, she had her co-stars there to support her on stage.
Emma Stone is a force that cannot be denied, believe me.
Just as there is no creature like Bella Baxter, there is no actor like Emma Stone.
This role was unlike anything I had ever read, or anyone that I had ever read about. She's a woman who is immune to external expectations and impervious to judgment and shame. And playing Bella was challenging because I had to try to unlearn those aspects in myself. And it's also what made her an absolute joy to play.
Last year, Brendan Fraser was honored here in Palm Springs before going on to win his first Oscar for The Whale. This year, several other leading men are hoping to follow in that same path. Here you are being celebrated tonight. Are you ready for this crazy season?
It's very flattering to me that people have responded. Getting to meet some great people, so I'm here for the ride.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means.
It was a big night in the desert for Oppenheimer star Cillian Murphy, who accepted the Desert Palm Achievement Award, taking the occasion to honor his co-star and Palm Springs presenter.
I know that you're all aware that Robert Downey Jr. is like a bona fide superstar. Man, your work in Oppenheimer is truly sublime.
Jeffrey Wright, who is currently starring in American Fiction.
I told you to just street. I did.
Looks like you went to prison at the Gap. LOB, naturally. I did the best I could.
Was honored with the Career Achievement Award.
It's humbling. All of this is humbling. I'm appreciative of this because it's a lot, but it's better than the alternative.
Rustin star Coleman Domingo received the Spotlight Award, recreating the special call from the producer that started the film's journey.
Hello, Coleman, he said with a smile on his voice. On behalf of Netflix, President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Higher Ground, and George C. Wolfe, we would be honored if you'd be our buyer. That happened right here in Palm Springs. I said it would be the honor of my lifetime.
And the Holdovers' Paul Giamatti received the Icon Award, taking the moment to remember his older sister, who passed just before his current film came out.
I really, really wanted her to see this movie because she would have loved it.
Do not cross the Rubicon.
It's so fun, and it's just you get to be around the most extraordinary people, and it's just to be enjoyed, I think.
Carey Mulligan definitely enjoyed her experience at the Palm Springs Film Festival. She received the International Star Award for her role in Maestro, and she got Meryl Streep to present it to her.
I emailed Meryl asking her to come here for this, and I had very little expectation, obviously. And I was in the car alone on my way home from the Maestro premiere, and I got her reply. And I opened it expecting, I can't, sorry, Christmas, etc. And she said, of course, darling, I'll throw on a frock and I'll drive down. And I went,
Davine Joy Randolph was honored with the Breakthrough Performance Award for her role in The Holdovers. And she couldn't hold back the emotion when she thanked her co-star, Paul Giamatti.
Oh God, I hope I don't cry. To Paul, you know how you say, I'm not gonna cry, and then it summons the tears? So why do we even say it? To Paul, my dear Paul, you are my North Star. You are the best leader.
I liked watching you walk onto this carpet because you came on with confidence and a smile, and I think it's because you already get the award.
Hey!
Danielle Brooks took home the Spotlight Award for her role as Sophia in The Color Purple, her first studio movie after working in the industry for 14 years.
I got to sing lyrics like, you better learn how to fight back while you still alive. You show them girls and beat back that jive. That line alone reminded me that I have to fight the noise that's in my head telling me that I'm not good enough, because that simply is not true.
Some of the biggest directors in Hollywood are also being honored here in Palm Springs, including Martin Scorsese and Greta Gerwig. Poor Things director Yorgos Lanthimos is this year's winner of Variety's Creative Impact Award. With films like The Lobster, The Favorite, and his latest, Poor Things,
do you want to see what the world is really like?
Yorgos Lanthimos is considered one of the most creative directors in Hollywood, and he's being honored with the Creative Impact in Directing Award.
I feel very, very lucky. I mean, I can't believe that I'm in this position to be able to work with all these wonderful people.
Where does this rank, this particular honor?
I always put it on, the film, and it's not, I don't think any of the awards that I might get is just personal. I wouldn't be here without all these people that, made me look good.
Another director taking home a big prize here in Palm Springs, Greta Gerwig.
Thank you so much to the Palm Springs International Film Festival.
The filmmaker behind Barbie winning the festival's Director of the Year award. The honor presented by her movie's stars.
Greta got in the pink Corvette and she drove it like she stole it before anyone could ask her to change course.
Beyond the box office, all the cultural influence and the critical acclaim, perhaps Greta's greatest legacy will be how much joy she brings to her work.
This movie has really changed a whole lot for you, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, it's definitely, it was a bigger canvas than I'd ever worked on. It was a bigger movie. It had, all the bells and whistles of making a big movie. And of course I was, scared the whole time.
Greta also presented the Chairman's Award to Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell, the sibling songwriters behind the Barbie soundtrack standout, What Was I Made For?
What was I made for?
Our dad was a carpenter at Mattel Corp. He worked 7 days a week and, crazy hours, always was working crazy overtime. And I remember one year, Billy, the Barbie Billy got was thrown out. It was like a Barbie from the trash can from a display.
I don't think he was supposed to take it, but he took it.
But it was literally, but he recycling king.
Up next, Martin Scorsese accepts the Vanguard Award for Killers of the Flower Moon.
It was an experience that I'll always treasure, one of the greatest times in my life.
Plus, backstage with this year's Golden Globe winners and the stars celebrating independent cinema.
Independent film is in some ways perhaps the purest form of what we do.
Do you love celebrity interviews? Well, make sure you follow On the Red Carpet on YouTube and your other favorite social media sites.
Each year in Palm Springs, one film is given the Vanguard Award. It's a unique honor that celebrates both the director and the cast of a movie. This year's recipient, Killers of the Flower Moon.
They outsmarted everybody. They have the say who gets the oil.
Killers of the Flower Moon centers around the Osage Nation in the 1920s. After oil is found on their land, dozens of Osage people are murdered, and the government steps in to find out who did it and why.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
It was a story that director Martin Scorsese wanted to make sure he got correct. And in his acceptance speech, he acknowledged his cast, many of whom are of Native descent, as being a driving force for him.
The dedication, and this was a key, a shared spirit of collaboration. This moved me so deeply in the making of this picture.
I think it's just a rare opportunity to bring our Native American stories forward. And here we have a piece that someone you all know has brought, Martin Scorsese. And so that kind of puts us in a real positive place.
It's such an important story. It's an untold story. It's a tragic, it can be gritty, it's hard to watch at times, but it's a factual, truthful story.
I would never have dreamed of making this picture without Yancy and Tali and Chief Standing Bear and the rest of the people in the Osage community who gave us their backing under incredible circumstances, their support, their encouragement, their wisdom, but most of all, their trust.
Coming up, hear from this year's Golden Globe winners. And we catch up with Oscar host Jimmy Kimmel. Plus, film critics from coast to coast choose their top movies of the year and disagree on which is best. And can you guess which of these stars was voted most likely to win an Oscar when she was in high school?
Welcome back to On the Red Carpet. We've moved now from Palm Springs to Beverly Hills for one of the biggest events of the Hollywood Awards season, the Golden Globes.
You are the men who gave them the power to destroy themselves.
The film Oppenheimer won 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Motion Picture Drama. 2 of its actors also took home trophies. Cillian Murphy for Best Male Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, and Robert Downey Jr. for his supporting role. The film's director, Christopher Nolan, also earned his first Golden Globe.
He always maintained his loyalty to his country, what he needed to do, never apologized for what he did. And yet all of his actions are the actions of somebody racked by tremendous guilt. And that tension really is what drew me to it.
Lily Gladstone won Best Female Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for the Martin Scorsese-directed Killers of the Flower Moon.
Every time I've felt a level of guilt or feeling like it wasn't really possible, my mom and my dad, my whole life, they've never once questioned that this is what I was meant to do, that they would always support me even when it was the times of famine over the times of feast.
In the musical or comedy categories, Poor Things won the Motion Picture Prize. Its star, Emma Stone, took home the award for Female Actor, and Paul Giamatti won Male Actor for his work in The Holdovers. It marks his 3rd Golden Globe victory. Barbie won the Globe's newest award, the inaugural trophy for cinematic and box office achievement. On the small screen, HBO's now-wrapped Succession won Best TV Series Drama. For comedy, FX's The Bear won the top prize. The world of independent film celebrated its best and brightest this year with the annual Film Independent Spirit Awards brunch.
Independent film is in some ways perhaps the purest form of what we do. When we made this film, American Fiction, we were entirely independent. We had 26 days to do this. We didn't have a lot of money. We did it for the love of this story.
While veteran actor Jeffrey Wright is no stranger to award season, it's a little different for some newcomers.
I'm also a nominee for a Breakthrough Performer. I'm just very honored to be here. And it's quite a historic moment for my community. We've never been represented before.
It's very, very different than anything I've experienced before. I guess being in a movie like this is few and far between, especially it being my first movie ever, so definitely not taking it for granted.
Die herrliche Zeit, die wir gemütlich im gastlichen Hause verlebten, wird immer mit zu unseren schönsten Urlaubserinnerungen gehören.
The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer's disturbing drama about a Nazi commandant and his family's idyllic life outside the walls of Auschwitz, has been selected as the year's Best Picture by the Los Angeles Film Critics Association, with Glazer winning the Best Director prize. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, New York film critics picked a different film as their best of the year. Martin Scorsese was having fun on the red carpet at the 2024 New York Film Critics Circle Awards. His latest movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, won Best Film, and star Lily Gladstone took home Best Actress.
This human being is fascinating. The story that happened to her and her family is important. It's dynamic. It's correcting a huge historical injustice to be telling this story. It feels pretty immense to be a part of all of it.
Best Actor went to Franz Rogowski for Passages. Christopher Nolan won Best Director for Oppenheimer, and The Holdovers' Divine Joy Randolph won Best Supporting Actress.
I just wanted to create something where people could feel seen and heard, and when they are going through hard times or when they're even sad, that they can just pop the movie on, and just feel connected.
The New York critics presented 2 awards for May-December, Best Supporting Actor Charles Melton and Best Screenplay to first-time screenwriter Sammy Birch.
I wrote this in the closet of our old apartment.
Celine Song is both a first-time screenwriter and director. Her debut, the long-distance romance Past Lives, earned her the award for Best First Film.
Being a bilingual person myself in a film that is bilingual, I think that to me it's a part of the joy of it is that I get to be myself.
Hi George, it's Jose in Chicago. Film critics here in the Windy City made their picks as well. They also selected Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon as the year's Best Picture. And just like New York, the directing prize went to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer.
The world will remember this day.
Chicago critics named Emma Stone Best Actress for Poor Things, and Paul Giamatti Best Actor for The Holdovers. His co-star, Divine Joy Randolph, took Best Supporting Actress honors.
You don't tell a boy that's been left behind at Christmas that nobody wants him? What's wrong with you?
And the Chicago critics chose Charles Melton as Best Supporting Actor for May-December. In fact, Charles is a double winner here in Chicago. He also won for Most Promising Performer. Now I'll send it to my colleague, Alicia, in Philadelphia.
Thanks, Jose. Well, the Philadelphia film critics disagree with their friends there in Chicago, New York, and LA. The critics here picked Poor Things as Best Film of the Year. The movie also won for Best Director, Best Script, and Best Actress, Emma Stone. Oppenheimer had a leading 5 wins here in Philly, including Best Actor, Cillian Murphy, and Best Supporting Actor, Robert Downey Jr.
Truman needs to know what's next.
Among the other awards here, a very special recognition for Barbie for bringing awareness to a story from a woman's perspective. And of course, since this is Philadelphia, there's a Phillips Cheesesteak Award meant to recognize an exceptional blockbuster film. This year's Cheesesteak goes to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. That title is a mouthful, just like a cheesesteak.
Still ahead, Jimmy Kimmel getting ready for his 4th time hosting the Oscars. Well, sort of.
Oh, the Oscars. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Plus, the big change on Oscar Sunday. How the show's gonna be different this year. Next.
The long Hollywood awards season is always fun, including events like the Golden Globes. But the grand finale, of course, is the Oscars. So mark your calendars for Oscar Sunday. That's March 10th, right here on ABC. Jimmy Kimmel will be back to host the Oscars for a fourth time. Just before Christmas, we caught up with Jimmy and his wife Molly. She'll serve as an executive producer on the show again this year.
Oh, the Oscars. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I guess we do have to do that, right?
We've been doing some prep for that.
We probably should. You're right. We should get to work on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait till the 26th, then we'll start preparing.
The nominations come out at the end of January, and that kind of helps us figure out the show. You know, we can start to make jokes and figure out some topics that are there. You know, Barbie, Oppenheimer, the strike being over. We're going to mostly focus on it once the nominations come out.
Those nominations come out Tuesday, January 23rd. You can watch the early morning announcement streaming live on ontheredcarpet.com. And then it's the annual nominees luncheon February 12th, when this year's honorees will pose for their class photo. Meanwhile, we suspect Jimmy Kimmel's more prepared than he lets on. He's already interviewed many of this year's Oscar hopefuls on his show.
Very interesting, because when you were in high school, this is a photograph from your high school yearbook.
Yep.
And you were voted most likely to win an Oscar. There you are, Lily Gladstone and Josh Wyman.
Yeah, I mean, MTHS 2004, you guys.
That's Killers of the Flower Moon star Lily Gladstone, who could make history as the first Native American actor to win a competitive Oscar. We'll find out all the winners a little earlier than usual. For the first time, the Oscars will air live on ABC at 7 p.m. Eastern, that's 6 p.m. Central, and 4 Pacific, followed by a new episode of Abbott Elementary. We'll be there on the red carpet interviewing the stars as they arrive. And after the awards, we'll take you inside all the star-studded after-parties. Maybe I'll even get photobombed by the Oscar host again. Hi, Jimmy.
Oh, did you see me back there?
Join us for Hollywood's biggest night, Oscar Sunday, March 10th, right here on ABC. We've got you covered with all the latest news from Hollywood during this award season and beyond. So for more, be sure to follow On the Red Carpet on social media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Red Carpet.
Want more entertainment news? Follow On the Red Carpet on social and subscribe on YouTube.